Russia will eventually take Ukraine. Let's get into the history. There are three major agreements that shaped the entire thing: the Budapest Memorandum, Minsk agreements, and NATO expansion promises. The Budapest Memorandum, we'll start there. In 1994, Ukraine gave up the third largest nuclear arsenal. In return, the United States, UK, and Russia agreed to respect its borders. Russia later on violated that by taking Crimea. And that happened in 2014, but the West did not protect Ukraine as promised in the memorandum. The Minsk agreement in 2014 and 15, Ukraine agreed to grant autonomy to areas in eastern Ukraine that border Russia. And these areas are significant: coal mining and heavy industry practices. Unfortunately, Ukraine did not fulfill the autonomy part. Russia did not stop supporting separatists, and both sides ended up breaking the agreement, but Ukraine was supposed to act first, and they did not. Now the NATO expansion. In the early 90s, Western leaders got with Soviet leaders and told them that NATO would not expand 1 inch eastward. And what happened? NATO expanded anyways. It wasn't a formal treaty, but Russia treats it as if it was. It was broken assurance. Moving on to the geopolitical side of history, for 400 years, Russia's survival strategy has been using buffer states. And the three buffer states are Poland, Ukraine, and Belarus. Russia has been invaded multiple times through these buffer states. Napoleon, Germany in World War I, Hitler in World War II. Russia lost over 20 million people in World War II alone. So when Ukraine wants to join NATO, Russia sees it as an existential threat. So why will Russia eventually take Ukraine? For one, Western support for Ukraine is fading. Russia not only has more manpower and artillery, they have patience. Russia survived U.S. sanctions. Instead of Starbucks, they have Starbies. I don't even know if it affected them for real or not. So it's not necessarily about winning the war or the battles. It's about who can hold the line the longest. Historically speaking, it's Russia. We already talked about how powerless and useless the UN is. And Russia is a primary security member with veto power. They can block every resolution against themselves. It doesn't really matter who dislikes or disapproves of Russia, especially speaking about the UN, because they can't do anything about it anyways. So will Russia eventually take Ukraine yet? The entire country? Probably not, but territory? Absolutely. Do you think Russia will take Ukraine? Do you think it'll take a long time? Zelensky's been all over Europe and the US begging, and we have gave so much money and wasted so much money, and it's lined their pockets. Tell me your thoughts. Love you. Bye.